So what you're saying in a number of ways is that we need to speak the language of our internal customers. We spend so much time focused on the external customers that are contacting the contact center and knowing everything that we can about them and how to service them. But guess what? If we don't translate everything we're learning to our internal customers and set expectations for why they should even be talking to us in the beginning. So a CEO of a company is going to be looking at cost reduction as a KPI. It was like, you know what? We should be thinking about how do we operate more efficiently and do a better job at managing the budgets you've given us. Absolutely. I've just talked to their needs. Do you also want higher NRR scores, net recurring revenue? Oh, you do. Let me tell you how I can help. But you've just now translated it through the lens of how they're going to be able to receive it and say, I understand now. What you're going to say is going to impact our overall growth in our business through a key KPI that I measure.
Right. Whether it's KPIs or OKRs, whatever. OKRs not my favorite way of doing things, but all that matters is that you figure out what matters to them and figure out what you're able to provide. And I don't want to get into, but you have to a little bit what you're able to provide that is not going to negatively impact your customers and your team because you don't want to set something up that is going to cause misery. Like, are you going to implement metrics that are only going to basically ruin the team that you have built, which is always a possibility if you're not careful. So it's a sensitive thing. But to something else that you said, we've got all of this data from the customers. We've got all this information. We've got the needs of the upper management. When we talk about getting out of your own way, this is literally what we're talking about. It's the translation from the customers to there. We have to not be the communication barrier. And it is sometimes just letting the data flow, because if you're just sitting there sitting on it, that's not helpful. But then if it's coming to them as just raw data or data that they don't need, that's also not helpful. So it's, as you said, it's like finding the right KPI so they understand it.
What it means is we have to be really good at understanding a number of different internal customers because the product team is going to want to know different kinds of information from us. Marketing is going to want to know different information than sales. So it really is, if we want to get out of the box of being perceived as a cost center, and we want to be able to advocate for ourselves in a way to grow our presence and our impact on the business. I love that. What was the movie? It's like, what, 20 years ago called Lost in Translation? Because you just said that. It can't be lost in translation. We have to be good communicators. And then we have to deliver on that.
I've said the CEO any number of times, but in practice, what I like to do even more than that is to, like, we're talking politics here. You can hate politics all you want, but this is politics in its purest form. It's ensuring that you are so invaluable. Personally, it doesn't matter about you. I hate to say this, but I personally take the point of view of, well, if nothing else, I'm a consultant. I frequently come in and I build teams, usually as the head of that team, but then I train somebody to come in after me. So I am expendable, and that's the way it should be. But I also think that leaders should be setting things up so that the team's the most important thing, not you. But that's beside the point. But you should be arranging things with all of these other teams, like you mentioned, other departments. So the very thought of losing customer support, all the data they provide, or minimizing it, or anything like that, sets off warning bells, not in customer support, but everywhere else. So that if it is announced or brought up by anyone, oh, we should probably cut 20% off of customer support. People are like, what are you talking about? Do you have any idea how badly that will mess up our Q3 deliverables? We can't know. No, because the best fight that you have a chance of winning is the one that you don't have to fight.
We need to be indispensable. We need to be to the point where it's like, I'm not going to go through a product launch without having a conversation with customer success or the contact center in advance and say, these are the five main things that are germane to this launch, and make sure that they understand and know that and can reflect on it and we can learn. It's just very, very simple if we can tell other departments how we can help them and give them tangible examples and ways that we can work together, nobody's going to ever say, oh, I don't want your help. I don't need additional help with understanding my product and the customer or selling to the customer or marketing to the customer. But you got to deliver the goods.
You have to deliver the goods. That is exactly one of two things I was going to say is one, under promise and over deliver always. But then two, in my grand theme of making sure that you're taking care of your team, try and position it as being, look at all of this information that we already have. Look at all of this stuff that we would love to provide to you. Let us just open up the information floodgates. How can we help you with what we already have? And this is a topic that I'm sure everybody can relate to. How many times have we as a department ended up the dumping grounds for tasks that other departments just didn't want to do? You always want to avoid that. Don't become indispensable for that reason, because that's going to mess everything up.